So, one of my anchor points as I approach technology that provides solutions that we try to deliver to our customers is in HR, there's probably no greater indicator than the factors that lead people to leave because they're so closely related to what people attracts people to join an organization and then stay engaged and be at maximum productivity. And pretty much everything that's ever been surveyed says that there are three overwhelming drivers for employee retention, which leads to engagement and productivity. One is absolutely compensation. People aren't paid well. If they don't feel like they're paid well, then that's always a risk. The second is the relationship. And by the way, these are not in order because different surveys will have them in different orders, but they're always the top three. So the second one is a relationship with a direct manager. If somebody feels like their manager is toxic, no matter no matter what the other things are, that's going to be a risk of flight. So management talent is really, really critical. And then the third one is opportunity for advancement and development. Do they feel like there is a future at an organization, or do they feel like they're stuck in a dead end? Now, on compensation, you could, and I think the effective communication is as critical in compensation as is, the data and the decisions you make. You got to make people feel good about them. But if all you do is figure out, what the market is for a given job, then, you may end up missing the other two. Can the managers really connect with their employees about their development opportunities and how much they get paid? Do they really understand it? Do they do they advocate the growth of skills and give people opportunities to grow their scope and impact? So, I think the question is, if you go with a pure market-based pricing approach, does that conflict with, kind of the approach to a skills orientation and an employee development orientation, or to what extent does it?
Mm-hmm. Before I get to that, I want to highlight, if I want to make sure I get your exact words that you used, because I love the words you used. You talked about, first you said if people aren't paid well, and then you said if they don't feel like they're paid well. To me, pay equity is all about the perception of fairness. It's not fairness. It needs to be perceived as fairness. So that's where effective communication comes in. So in terms of some of the, let's say, friction, contention, or misalignments, discontinuities, to use a big word, between talent management and compensation, there's a number of potential sources of that, particularly when you're focused on skills, and every organization should have an orientation around skills, right? But how granular can you get, or should you get, when you have thousands of employees? And when you have kind of some of your job titles may not be the most specific, they're kind of salesperson, level 1, 2, and 3, program analyst 1, 2, and 3. Is that really going to be descriptive to the point? Is that descriptive to the point of being able to differentiate the value of that job? And speaking of the value of a job, you also have the value of the person outside the confines of that job. You have the impact that the person is bringing to the organization. You have the potential of the person and the aspirations of the person, right? So you just can't be, in my opinion, so single-threaded and say, here's basically our best sense of what these skills are worth in the market, and let's make sure that we reflect that in our comp program and comp practices, because there's more to it. But then again, you can't have 20 people in your comp department if you're a 200-person organization. So that's where technology comes in, and hopefully that addresses some of your question. But I know you have a perspective on this as well.